What if Yellowstone supervolcano had a super eruption? Absolute horror scenario. Is the Yellowstone supervolcano ready for a colossal super eruption? A possible eruption of the giant volcano that lies dormant under Yellowstone in the US would send ash as far as Miami and New York, block communications and transport, and drop temperatures across the whole planet. USGS researchers used a new mathematical model to simulate ash transport from a hypothetical month-long eruption. The ash plume from such an eruption in Yellowstone, which is located in the northwestern United States in Wyoming, could cover the Rocky Mountains with a layer several meters thick, several yards thick, but the particles would spread across the entire U.S., even as far as New York in the east and Miami in the southeast. As ash plume would ground air traffic, affect ground transportation, and temporarily block electronic communications, the dust would destroy the surrounding crops and could even lower the temperature of the whole planet for a few years, as happened with the eruption of Tambora in Indonesia in 1816. The eruption would be far more dramatic than any volcanic eruption in modern history. The caldera that exists today in Yellowstone, measured by 55 by 72 kilometers, was formed during the volcano's last major eruption 640,000 years ago. However, Yellowstone is a caldera 40 kilometers wide, 80 kilometers long, in which there are dozens of craters with millions of cubic magma pushing their surface by 2 kilometer deep, creating lately many deformations in the ground. The big question is not if it will explode, but when. Historically, it's a supervolcano which causes damages quite often. It has a constant orbit of eruptions, which are estimated to occur once every 600,000 years, just about. Its last eruption was more than 600 years ago, so it's already overdue. Some people say this delay is due to the fact that the magma pushes the subsoil in many places and not in one place with the greatest pressure. But if a nearby geological event occurs, such as a displacement of plates due to an earthquake, then the explosion could be many times larger than expected. Fissures would open up in the ground, from which lava will pour out, and eventually the caldera floor, the roof of the chamber, will collapse. And then massive amounts of magma and hot gases will be ejected into the stratosphere, causing the most powerful and destructive explosions ever known to mankind. Immediately, a huge cloud of hot gases will form, which runs at a speed of up to 250 kilometers per hour in every direction, destroying everything in its path in a radius of hundreds of kilometers. Smaller molecules of these gases will rise to 25,000 kilometers, covering the atmosphere of the entire planet with a thick cloud of smoke, and such a thing would mean at least 5 to 6 years of a volcanic winter, with freezing temperatures, and the world's crops, if not destroyed, at least incredibly reduced. Consider that there are dozens of supervolcanoes in the world, almost 21, 22. Most are located in the regions of Southeast Asia, as well as the wider Pacific Ocean. But there are also supervolcanoes in our neighborhood, and it was recently discovered that an entire area outside of Naples, Italy, near Vesuvius, which was also the cause of the destruction of the historic Pompeii with thousands of dead, is the Campi Flegrei Park, where it's nothing more than a supervolcano caldera. According to geological surveys, the force of a potential explosion would be so great that it could directly affect neighboring countries such as Malta, Greece, and even Tunisia. Perhaps something similar eventually happened with the volcano of Santorini. After new geological discoveries regarding its historical course, it's assumed that it's not just a volcano but part of a supervolcano where it extends around the perimeter of the island of Thera. Many smaller craters, such as that of the undersea volcano Columbo, nearby in the northeast of Santorini, have a direct relationship and communications with each other, and this fact reinforces the opinion the eruption of Santorini volcano was more than 10 times greater than what was estimated, with much greater consequences for humanity. And there are those who claim that it was the Santorini volcano that exploded at the time of the exodus from Egypt. This is on Pendapostum. I've translated for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box.